Good evening, everybody, and welcome to the social in our Houston office on the first Tuesday of every month at 6:30. It is a pleasure to have all of you with us. We are still waiting for a few people to join us this evening. Haven't had enough Diet Coke yet. I still kind of think it's the morning, afternoon. But we are so excited to have all of you here. There's nothing wrong with the front row. There's no one that's gonna bite you or hurt you or make you do any kind of weird stand-up comedy with me, I promise. So if you would like to sit in the front row, or if there's more seats, hello, is this working? So there's definitely room in the front row. I'm not gonna bite you or hurt you or make you do some embarrassing act. Maybe a small embarrassing act, but not a big one.
All right, well,
Just a small one, not a big one. Thanks, John.
point of Bobby.
No, there's not going to be anything bad happening.
I spent all those years with ties.
So this is our last in-person event in our Houston office before the expo coming up. Who has signed up for the expo? Do I have no hands? Oh, I didn't look on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So
It wasn't the right side of the room.
I wasn't looking on the right side of the room. You're right. So who has not even heard of the expo yet? Okay, good. We're doing our job with the marketing, making sure everybody at least knows about the expo. Good. Our amazing marketing team has done a lot of work putting together the expo and, of course, getting word out there about the expo. So, of course, we're going to talk about the expo a lot tonight because it's coming up and we're very excited about it.
We could probably go ahead and start.
Okay, good.
Some people are there.
I was told to delay.
They're really in their conversation.
Okay, good. So we got some serious networking going on outside, which is good. This is our in-person networking, social and educational first Tuesday of every Tuesday. That makes sense. First Tuesday of every month would be more appropriate. So again, welcome everybody who's here. We are so excited to have you. I am Nicole Bako. I'm an IRA specialist here in our Houston office. Pleasure to be with all of you tonight.
And a recent certified IRA service professional. I do have my recent designation of a CISP, and I'm so excited. I took that test in June. Not as terrible as I thought it would be, not as fabulous as I thought it would be, but not as terrible as I thought it would be. So very excited to have that designation. Thanks, Nicole, for pointing that out. So of course, a huge thank you to our sponsors who come out and support us during our monthly event. We don't got like a thing. We just
Never
they
mind,
come up.
sorry.
Thank you to our sponsors.
Thank you to our sponsors. So, of course, one of our spenders, our spenders, what a mercy.
Spenders, yes.
Well, I guess we could say that too, but one of our sponsors, of course, is Blink Lending. So welcome, sir.
They're also our education sponsor of the
Nicole,
year.
thank you. Wonderful.
Thank
See
you.
again.
You too.
Extended family right here, love it. Love it. I want to say, you guys, people out there will learn here quickly that your speaker tonight, wow, you talk about, Alex, come on. You got it, man. This is going to be great. This is wealth of knowledge. You guys absorb it all. Look at outwardly, it looks like, oh my gosh, they're, we're not on the same team, right? Or no, actually we are internally. It's great. Love what they do over there. But anyway, my name is Gabe. I'm with Blink Lending. Check us out, blinklending.com, Blink Lending and Investments. We are education driven, right? Check out our website. FAQs. Type in a question. We'll give you an answer to what's going on in the process. We have calculators. We have situations, scenarios. Everything that you can find that you need when you're in the field, we have it on our website. That's what we're pushing. That's what we love. We pour a lot of, the biggest asset, we pour a lot of that, which is time, into it. Love it. But what we do is we are a conventional lender. We do everything the big bank will do. We just do it a little bit quicker. We do it a little bit cheaper. We take pride in that, right? So, but we also do private money lending, or hard money lending. We also do commercial. We also do new construction. As we think about it now, it's more about, do you have anything that is collateralized by land or by property? We can probably lend on it. So That's it. Check us out. I wanted to cut this short because mad respect for this guy, and then Steve coming up behind him. But again, blinklending.com. Check us out. If you have any questions, our booth's right out here, guys. Thank you. Oh, Quest Expo. Anybody ever heard of Emmett Smith? Come on.
Oh, yeah.
Barely.
Friday night. Yeah. Oh man. Pictures too. I heard pictures.
Pictures?
Pictures. Okay, that's all. Robbie's not going to be there. I'm sorry, Robbie. Only Cowboy fan in the room, right? Oh, there's another one. Oh, wow.
Go Texas.
Or just go. No, thank you guys. But please, I'm sitting right here for this one. This is gonna be great. Steve, come on, bud.
Oh, perfect. Thank you so much.
Thanks for the introduction.
You bet. But we don't need that microphone. But they're online.
Well, then they got all on people.
Hey everybody, how's everybody doing tonight?
Woo!
Good, so glad to have everybody out tonight. I'm Steve Vigil, I'm with the Wealth Club. Wealth Club is our education company. We teach lots of education on how to invest in real estate and on all the different ways that you can do it. It's very important that we give you good education. We don't do pitch fest or do any of that kind of stuff. But we also have a membership with the Wealth Club. And with that, we have a deal support line, so you can send your deals in to me, and I will personally look at all of them to see if you have a deal, help you evaluate that deal. We want to see you guys have success. Unfortunately, most people come to me after the fact when they're in a bad deal or have a bad situation going on, and I want to try and help you before you get to that point. So, would love to have you come and check out the Wealth Club. I will do a monthly coaching call with any of our platinum members. We do a mastermind meeting every month. We do a lot of different things. And this month coming up, I want to mention this real quick. Before the expo, right before the expo, we have got a little social networking event that we are going to be having. We're going to be partnering with a company by the name of Strata Ventures, and it's going to be at a place called Brew 30, and it's on September 18th. It starts 2 o'clock, and we're going to be out there having a good time. This Brew 30 is a micro bar that has like 30 different craft beers, cornhole, food truck out front. We're just going to have a good time. So if you guys want to come out and have a good time, check us out on thewealthclub.org, and you can get that information, or you can come out and get that from me. Another thing about the education we give, we are full-time real estate investors. So we're out there doing this every day. Doing fix and flips, buying rental properties, selling properties under finance. We have a mortgage note program we do with all of our investors. We do nothing but raise private money. Nothing against Alex, because I love him to death. Blink, know all the guys, but we've always just raised private money. And because of that, we also lend private money. Very different than the way that Alex lends, very different than the way that Gabe lends. So get involved with real estate, come out and get more education, because that's very, very important. And you can reach me at thewealthclub.org, or come out and see me outside. And sign up for the expo, because we'll be there too.
Aren't you a panelist?
I am a panelist, so come out and see me at the expo, definitely.
So, thanks so much. Absolutely. Education is so important, and we're very excited to work with the Wealth Club and, of course, Blink Lending. So thanks so much to our sponsors. We have one that couldn't be here tonight, but it's a sponsor of ours, ZT Corporate. And, of course, last but certainly not least, Alex Buriak is here with us from Jet Lending, another sponsor of ours. Jet Lending is actually sponsoring the Casino Cowboy Night on Saturday night at the Expo. If you don't have tickets to the Expo, you might want to get one to have a very fabulous time at the casino night. There's also a special VIP section at the casino night if you haven't gotten a VIP ticket. So
All proceeds, all ticket sales for the casino night actually go to charity too.
the
Medical
proceeds
Bridges.
from casino night go to charity. What charity was that, Nicole?
Medical Bridges. It
Medical
helps,
Bridges.
The efforts in Ukraine right now.
Efforts in Ukraine. How fabulous. So everyone get a ticket. There'll be more on that later. Sorry. I'm supposed to have this. Thank you to our sponsors. Right before Alex comes up, I do have a few announcements on who is Quest. And I know. And we can't wait to hear from you, because I know you have so much amazing information for us. All right, before we bring Alex up, we are going to just say a few words about who Quest is, what we do, what a self-directed IRA is, just in case
anybody is new to us and doesn't really know. So who is Quest, what it is, what do we do anyway? So Quest is the, oh, come on, little remote.
Is it not working?
Oh, there we go. So we are the largest self-directed IRA custodian in the state of Texas. We do have around 20,000, I think it's closer to 22,000 now, active clients around the country. Notice, never mind, it does say that. So no matter where you are, because this is a hybrid experience and this does stream live as well, so no matter where you are joining us from tonight, we can serve you. This is probably, we need to probably update this to $2.2 billion assets under administration. Notice it doesn't say management, it is just under administration. 100 employees, and that probably needs to say now a couple more certified IRA services professionals.
It does.
A few of us more have now passed that CISP exam. 400 million, that probably should be updated to probably about 425 million in undirected cash. So this means this is cash sitting in our clients' accounts that's undirected. It's just sitting there, waiting for something to happen, not really waiting for something to happen, waiting for, it's an opportunity. They have an opportunity to either lend it out to you as the bank, you have an opportunity to borrow it, or they have an opportunity to invest in something new. So lots of opportunities there. Of course, our disclaimer, I know it's very tiny, so I'll read it for you. This little very small presentation is just for educational purposes only. This is not any investment advice. Quest does not endorse any vendor, any investment, anything like that at all. We encourage you to, of course, please do all of your own due diligence on what you are investing in, who you are investing with. Make sure you are checking with those CPAs, those investment professionals, your financial advisor, etc., before entering any of investments. So make sure you do your due diligence. Very, very, very important. All right, so, I didn't even go over what a self-directed IRA is. I'll just tell you really quick. Self-directed IRA, we totally made it up. Self-directed is a marketing term, and it just means that you are in complete control. You get to pick the investments. You get to tell us what to do. We are really here to act as the custodian and for you to tell us how, what you want to invest in, and it's our job to help facilitate the transaction. We as IRA specialists are very, very educated on what an IRA is, what it can do, what it can't do, the code, what have you. We have to do a lot to just answer the phone. So we can really help you, talk to you about what your investments are. And of course, Quest loves free education, like now. So we have 2 new classes a week to help you learn about what self-directed IRAs are and some investment opportunities by other people that come and speak to us for educational purposes only. So Tuesday at noon, Saturday at noon, new class. Can't make it? No big deal. Our YouTube channel streams it live, and also under our video section is where all of our old webinars are. It has a search feature, so if you're looking for any sort of investment type, class, what have you, a person, subject, you can search there. National Networking Happy Hour, one of my favorite events because I host it most of the time. 6:30 Central, 4th Wednesday of the month for people that are not in the Texas area, or if you just can't make it in person. Happy to connect people. Everybody gets to put their information in the chat box to make those investment connections. Facebook, also another wonderful source. So Facebook, YouTube, amazing resources there, of course, as well as our website. All right, here we go, the expo. You know we'll be talking about this again. So this is for right now, today, only. This is only. Of course, this applies to our online guests also, but this is for right now only. Expo 100 will get you $100 off your ticket if you sign up today only. Later tonight, there'll be some lovely ladies with iPads that can help you set up these tickets. We would be happy to register you. So, make sure you listen for more info about the expo. And Alex is going to be there, and all of our other awesome speakers are going to be there. We have casino nights, we have networking, we have education, we have all kind of stuff. We have giveaways. It's going to be amazing. So just keep that Quest Expo 100, $100 off the ticket, GP tickets or VIP tickets. You don't want to miss out on this, guys. This is the first time we've gotten to do this in 2 years with COVID, coming back live. We're going to have Questy the pig there. I can't wait to see who is dressing up in the costume.
I already know who it is.
You already know who it is?
We'll wait for the actual
We'll
question.
wait for the reveal.
Oh, can't wait for that. So, guys, just keep our eyes and ears open. I think this is it.
Yep.
Yep. Oh, that's for Dr. Alex next. All right, guys, Dr. Alex, it's finally your turn. I apologize. It is your turn. Come on up, Alex. Thanks so much for being here with us. We really appreciate it. Thanks, Alex.
Thank you very much. I'm gonna, for the people online, I kind of gauged it online. I got about this area. I'm a walker, so I'll try to stay in your view. First, I'll do like a little jet lending pitch, okay? About, because we're one of the sponsors. So what jet lending is, so we are an asset-based lender, okay? So for those of you that have used lending in the past, private in the past, bank in the past, we are just another tool in your toolbox. We are a way of doing business, not the way. We can actually help you grow if you're doing flips, if you're holding for long-term rentals, short-term rentals, if you're doing commercial projects, new development, if you're wholesaling and need transactional funding. If it has to do with investment real estate, I have a product in place to help you grow your wealth. We are an educational lender. Have you ever noticed a trend? If you guys, I know you guys love doing this, the raise your hand thing, and no one's gonna do it. But raise your hand, this is the first time you guys here at Quest. And you first timers here. You guys are all seasoned people, awesome. You ever notice a trend with Quest and the people that they let you come and talk to you? It's about education, okay? If your lender can't help you make you successful, then I have to find another you. And that costs money. I'd rather make you money and make you successful because we can continue to do business together. And you can graduate from people like me all the time where you have your own bank lines. You understand about getting private funds in place. We talked to a gentleman earlier. How you can do this, how you can grow with different asset classes and different ways of leveraging to hold, to flip, to understand what's going on in the market. Some of the things we're going to discuss today, some of the things that you've heard in the news, and some things just aren't true. Some things are true. We're going to go over those today. But that's what jet lending is. We are an asset-based lender. We will evaluate your properties 100% free. We'll tell you, hey, with about, we deployed right now in our portfolio, we are just north of 100 million of our own capital out. We do a lot of business in the state of Texas. We know what things are worth. We will tell you our honest opinion and say this is what we project before you order an appraisal. This is what your loan would look like. If you need help with profit margins, this is what they look like. Does this meet your expectations of your business for growth? Would you like to close in 3 days from clear to close from title? And that's what we do. We are a partner. I want you to consider when you look at lenders and title companies and all these vendors you guys talk to, we are your employees in your business. Interview us as such. Are we a fit? Do we make you better? Do we help you grow? Okay? So that's who jet lending is. You can also always go do everything online at jetlending.com. You have to, some of you guys don't know me, you have to be proud of me. I didn't say www like you guys don't know. I say www all the time. You guys know it. So go to jetlending.com. You can call or text 281-872-7800. You can email info@jetlending.com. You can chat online anytime you want, and we will be there for you to go over your specific business plan on how you guys want to grow and succeed in wealth, because I'm assuming you guys all spent the day after Labor Day coming here to Quest because you guys love real estate, right? There's a lot of just eyebrows. You have to love real estate when you're here. Come on. All right, so you guys, you came here to grow. You came here to learn something. You came here for wealth. So let us help be a part of that plan, and I promise you, you won't be disappointed. Okay? I'm assuming this is the clicker here?
Yes.
Okay. So we're going to talk about investing and changing markets. One of the things I didn't want to bore you with today, I'm not going to have a bunch of graphs and go through a bunch of data charts. I'm actually wanting to go over how do you analyze in changing markets. How do you conceptualize the basic concepts? Because if you have a foundation of concepts, you can put them into action. I keep telling even my staff, if you can explain something simply, you understand it. Okay? And that's what we're going to do today. I'm going to explain simple concepts so you can actually utilize these in practice. Okay? About where the market is today, what could be projected going, what strategies you may want to employ if things shift. Okay? So, just to kind of go over, I'm not a slide person, I did it for you. Okay? But, so, analyzing changing market, we're going to go over scaling and growing your business and lending and changing markets. That's me. Just to give you an idea of who I am, because a lot of you guys may not know who I am. Thank you. I was you guys about 8 years ago. I was the director of functional medicine and biomechanics. I was tired of where the medicine industry was going, so I decided to open my own practice. But weird, I was allowed to take out hundreds of thousands of dollars worth of loans. I couldn't get anything to open a business. So I had to find out the way to make money fast. So I got into investment real estate, and I never left. Today I'm the senior vice president at Jet Lending. I've helped countless businesses grow and expand. I've developed colleges for the university I went to school with. I taught anything with education or business growth. If you have any ideas that you want to throw at me, I'm more than happy to hear you out and help you grow. Okay? So, analyzing changing markets. Okay, so a lot of you guys are noticing a shift. And the shift is from the 2020 kind of COVID era to today. All right? And one of the biggest problems of the shift that you're seeing is this time it went up. Okay? So what are we seeing with that? All right? We're going to analyze a little bit about the HAR report, and we're going to go over the trend and why you shouldn't make a full stop. So, move the slide here. All right. So the trend. So what is what's going on in the market today? Since last month, and the new HAR report comes out on the 10th of September for the August numbers. It's always a month behind. Okay? So what you're seeing is this is the first time in a while that you've seen the numbers trend upward. And about the earliest stage of the market of when it was really hot, we were as low as about 10,000 actives in the HAR database, okay? I mean, it was an immense seller's market. And all of a sudden, exponentially, the numbers climbed. It was staying around 10 to 12,000 actives. Last about the end of June into August, you saw a sharp increase to about 20,000. From there, you've seen it plateau and level off, okay? So what you were seeing was a normalization in the market, all right? So what does that do for us as investors? How do you analyze that? So today I pulled the actives and the pendings. We have 22,083 actives today on the 6th. And that fluctuates as things go pending and things like that. And then we have 10,495 pendings. So that's about a 2-to-1 ratio. One of the biggest concepts I want you guys to consider today in analyzing what market you're in and how it trends is these two numbers. What are my actives? What are my pendings? These are going to be the lifeblood of your knowledge about what market you're in today. That 2-to-1 ratio and those numbers still put us at about 2.5 months of inventory. You will hear on like the national stage, and one of the things we're going to get into is really keeping your knowledge local. But those who do continue to watch national news is one of the things is that 2.5 months, they will argue that 6 months of inventory is a balanced market, is equal between buyer and seller. And I'm here to tell you today, at least at Jet, and those that share the investment mindset, is we feel it's about 4 months is a balanced market. Okay, 6 months is more of a buyer's market. Today, this market trend is at 2.5 months. So though you're seeing some increases in actives, though you're seeing some levels off in pendings, it's normalizing to the pre-pandemic phase. We are seeing some actives and pendings that we saw early on late on in 19 and early in 2020. What you just noticed was the perception in the consumer market, okay? So one of the reasons why we're going over this concept is because most decisions are driven by emotion. And in this room, we fuel our decisions by logic, okay? But we can't ignore the emotional cues of the consumer. And that's why you were seeing a panic of, oh my God, the market's shifting. Oh my God, the world's ending. It's not quite what's happening in this market, okay? So as you grow your business, these are one of the key concepts I want you guys to consider, is knowing your actives and your pendings, because it's going to tell you where your market's going, and as it trends, how are you going to pivot into different investment strategies, okay? The single family price increased 9.9%. The price of homes were still increasing. And one can argue because there was nothing else for sale. Try to find a house for sale that's $220,000. And I congratulate you, because it is difficult, okay? So you are seeing a rise in the median. You're seeing the consumers saying, oh, I could, especially from the past, I can sell my property for more. This is the data that represents that. And this was August was the first month, technically it was June, July, but August was the first month in 3 months that the close to origination price ratio was below 100%. That means if you listed it for $100,000, you sold it for more than what you thought, or what you listed it for. But we are at now 98.9%, okay? So the concepts I want you guys to consider is, first, how to analyze what market you're in. And these were the 3 concepts that I wanted you guys to take. What are my actives and pendings? What is the average home prices? What is the close to original list price ratio? And that will tell you where you're going in the market. We are stabilizing in this market. I want you guys to consider, again, like you guys, the people that are in this room and that are watching online, you guys are doing the right thing by keeping your education local. In Texas, this market is still bringing in a lot of people moving in. We're going to have 30 million people in Texas, okay? Always buy and invest where people are moving to. So knowing your demographics, where they're coming in, and how they are affecting your market is going to be key. All right, so when you change in markets, we have to talk about, there is still the elephant in the room, is that though I just gave you the actives and the pendings, I gave you all that kind of stuff, but it's still trending upward. So, as an investor, I want you guys to prepare for the what if. You don't act when, you prepare before, okay? So as you may project, you know what, I don't think the market is going to collapse, because, you know, Eddie Gann always says he doesn't have a crystal ball and it's broken, it's in the shop. You know, I can't tell you, if anybody tells you they know what's going to happen, I don't know how they can tell you that. Because you can put any scenario on the wall and it could work. And that's why I'm really trying to get you guys to understand these concepts, so you understand how to analyze, how to pivot, and how to make good decisions on when the market is shifting. First thing that you want to consider in any market that could be shifting is your exit strategies. Who are my flippers? Who are just flippers in here? Okay, great, because you guys should be holding real estate anyway. But if you are flipping, some of the exit strategies that you want to consider is the owner finance section. If you're holding, you know, are you utilizing and making those banking relationships? Are you coming to people like Jet Lending and Blink and all these other lenders out there getting your asset-based DSCR loans? You know, are you positioning yourself to have more than one exit strategy? In a transitioning market, and really any market, you should consider having at least 3 exit strategies ready to go. Because the time that you need it, it usually takes 30, 60, 90 days to implement. So as you guys are structuring in this market to invest, always have 3 exit strategies ready to go. For my flippers in the room, that means you have an end date, okay? That you say, if I don't sell it by X, I'm going to refinance it and hold it, or refinance out of my private money loan or hard money loan and get a cheaper rate, lower my holding costs. Because every month you hold the property bites into your profit margin. So you should have an end date. A good rule of thumb is if you have a property that's on the market and 60 days has passed, you should go back for the last 60 days and check out every property that went pending in those last 60 days. And see, why did that property go pending, let's say in a mile radius, and mine didn't? Okay, you have to find out that answer. You have to be honest with yourself. What was it better looking than yours? Was the price point off? And we're going to go over analysis soon. Why did this person go over and buy this property? So make sure your operations are in check, especially in a transition market, so you can pivot exit strategies. Another big popular thing that's been going on is the short-term rental. Is anybody doing short-term rentals in this room right now? Good. A lot of people call them Airbnbs. Airbnb is a servicer. The short-term rentals is what, like if you go to a bank and say, I need to do short-term rentals, that's what they mean. Know that you have option today to go non-QM DSCR. That means debt service coverage ratio. If you guys are not getting into debt service coverage ratio 30-year fixed loans right now, you really should consider that on your exit strategies. It is a no tax return, non-income based, asset-based way to hold 30-year product. Either long-term loans or short-term, long-term rentals or short-term rentals. That is an excellent exit strategy for a property that is sitting that can now gain you wealth by lowering your debt service cost, which let's say it's from, let's say you borrowed money from somebody from Quest, or you borrowed from me, and my rate's at 11.9%, well, let me refinance you at 6.8%. That's a win. I'm cutting your cost almost in half, and now you aren't hemorrhaging money all the time. The biggest point on the concepts on this topic is how do you stop yourself from losing money? The only thing in your business that's going to hurt you when you are investing is you run out of capital. And that's why you use people like me, is so you don't use all your funds. But you have to prepare as market shifts. Now again, a lot of people will bring up the 2008, 2009 era. I do not see that. I'm watching the Bank of America decision, but I do not see the foreclosures coming in. The appreciation is too high. Okay, people are going to be able to sell their way out of problems. So I don't see that happening. Your investment strategies. There's a lot of people in this room, and I talked to someone earlier today, that in transitioning markets, you have to consider different asset classes. There's a lot of people in this room today that got into this, and they said, well, I'm going to be a landlord, or I'm going to be a flipper, or I'm going to wholesale, and you stuck with your asset class of a single family home. But you have to understand, one of the things that we leave today, I want you to consider there is no down market. There's just a pivot in what you buy. Okay? There is no buying season. It's like the flu season. There's no flu season. People get the flu. You know, there's just, how do you buy? You guys are investors. You should be buying at a discount anyway. You should be having a 40%, reduction anyway because you're buying distressed asset classes, okay? But you need to consider other asset classes as you grow your education. Right now, industrial, super hot. Commercial cap rates are coming back up. At one point, trying to buy an apartment complex 2 years ago, forget about it. It was awful. You need to always be weary about transitioning markets aren't always so bad. It just means that you're pivoting your strategies. I want you guys to realize that as you become more astute to this, there is no such thing as the bad turn. There was more millionaires, I promise you, created between 2008 and 2011 because the way they bought and the way they held and the way that they positioned their exit strategies. I mean, jet lending in 2008, they took back a ton of foreclosures and we had to rent and owner finance our way out. You can too. You find the strategy that works best in the market that you are in. So one of the things, again, I'm good because you'll notice I'm repeating this because it's important. You guys don't stop. Don't stop buying. Just buy it right. Okay? You were noticing that with the loan to, the list to cost ratio, you may start noticing that negotiating is a little bit better today. It's coming back, okay? So understanding your exit, one of your pivot options and changing markets is also evaluating different asset classes. I want you to remember the time that you didn't know. For a lot of you, you guys have already bought a house. You've already invested in a property. And you probably think back in your mind, you guys were nervous as all get up. What's gonna happen? What if this goes, what if it forecloses? And look at you today. That same nervous feeling you get when you switch asset classes, it means that you're growing. Growing is uncomfortable, okay? Remember that. Remember who you were and who you are today and what it took to get you there. So remember that growth is uncomfortable and you get your team members to help you analyze, okay? And then with growth projection strategies, I mean, again, I have to talk about jet lending, but I really want to really nail into you that I'm a way, not the way. Each one of you that if you choose to work with me and my crew, part of my goal is to make sure you understand to go to regional banks and credit unions, start deposit lines with them, get in very tight with the people here at Quest, learn their system, educate yourself with other people. One of the big things I want you guys to take away in this room, you guys should all know each other by the end of the night. You have no idea who you're sitting next to and what type of deal they have next to you, what kind of money they have next to you, what kind of knowledge they have next to you. You guys have to make sure you know people. I tell my staff they have to be the gatekeepers of information. Not that you know the answer. You know where the answer is, okay? And that will definitely position you in a position of strength in changing markets. Be the gatekeeper of information. Be the gatekeeper of people. Know where to go when something happens. There's enough knowledge in this room, just in this half over here. You could walk up to Steve today and say, hey Steve, I'm thinking about buying a storage unit place. I don't know what to do. He's like, well, I do. Why don't you come over here and let me show you? All right, so part of that strategy is building your team around you with knowledgeable local people that will help you grow your asset classes, grow your knowledge on how you can diversify your investment portfolio. Because a lot of people will talk about diversification. It's still in real estate, so I don't think that you should be putting it in crypto and real estate. You want to have one class like that. but you're diversifying your asset classes within that, that portfolio of people. So really, really make sure before markets turn, you solidify your money and your people, who you're gonna go to. What are you gonna ask them? Because I guarantee you this, there's at least one of you in here that is saying, you know what, I'm gonna wait for the crash and I'm gonna buy everything up. You know what happens when in 2008, when the actives went 56,000? There was no money. So now the money was an issue, but you had a bunch of properties. You gotta solidify these ideas and these concepts today so you can be prepared for what's to come later, okay? You guys are just, wow, crazy. Thank you. There was one way. All right, lending and changing markets. The reason why I'm going to talk about lending and changing markets, and I made sure, because this concept was so broad, and I wanted to give you just another 2022 report on the market, because it's going to shift every month, is I made sure that there was a ample time for Q&A, because I want you guys to be able to ask your personal questions and feel secure enough to say, I got a question and I don't know if it sounds right, but here it goes. Okay, so just know that that's coming at the end. But I need to talk about lending. Okay, of course, there's jet lending, but we already talked about the people at Quest. If you're coming to the Quest meetings and you're not really utilizing this knowledge here, you're missing the cutoff man. All right, you really need to get in with these people. She just showed you that there's, what, 400 million? 425, because the slide was wrong. Now, 425 people needing to deploy their capital? I want some. There's plenty of people at Quest that lend jet money and we lend it out. You know, I mean, it's there. They're in the same boat you are. They're trying to find a deal, just the deal is different. Okay? How do you make things grow? Make it simple for people. Help them find you, okay? So the current data, keep your data on lending. This is about underwriting, because there's probably some Quest people in here that are lenders. So I'm going to talk a little about underwriting, but as a buyer, you need to understand your underwriting parameters, because it's going to tie in with your analysis, okay? You got to keep your data tight on MLS. Those of you who have access to MLS, and those that you don't, like let's say use a third-party service that does that helps you with the comps on the solds and stuff, works the same way, okay? Either where they're getting your data, you have to tighten your MLS search. Normally how I pull comps in any market is I'll take a subdivision section, subdivision year, I'll polygon out all the major streets and landmarks. I'll take a street year history within 1,000 units plus or minus, and a street full history with the units plus or minus. So let's say like you're on a Harwin, don't take all Harwin, because it changes in 4 blocks. But you just take it, a little section. You do the same thing for rent comps, all right? But the one thing in these markets where it's a potential to transition, one of the things I want you to pay special attention to is that polygon of major streets and landmarks. And what do I mean by that? You're on McGregor, okay? And so you're not gonna go, like Meyerland is right over there, and so you are not gonna cross McGregor. You're just gonna keep on this side. And you're just gonna take any major street, and landmarks is like maybe there's a creek here, so you can't get to the other subdivision from over there. I'm not a big fan of the mile radius, because it crosses major streets. So when you look at data, some of your data is flawed by comparison, just because you are now taking into different sections. Those of you guys know that if you're on like maybe the north end of Rice Village, and you take a mile, oh well, it's going to change. Okay, so take that little polygon and really analyze it. And the second thing you add to it is that I don't want you guys to go back into February and see what things sold. You guys have to be a little bit tighter than that right now, because we're in a transition. We don't really know which direction it's going to go. It's stabilizing, but as astute investors, we are going to make sure we take a little bit tighter data, because as we list our property, we want to be within the realm of what's selling today. So if you were selling properties and it was like 30% above list, don't take that as your comp. Make sure you take nice and tight. See if you can put something that let's say you're buying, let's say you guys have a contract, you're buying it on the 15th of September. Repull your comps. See what's sold in August. Now, reference that to what's sold in June and July. And reference that to see what's sold in February. Is there a change? Have you seen a change in this market? So this time of transition takes a little bit more math from the investor to spend a little more time to make sure all your little ducks are in a row. Okay? So it takes an extra 10 minutes, and I'm telling you, it will save you tens of thousands of dollars in heartache. Okay? Because if the market, there's some markets right now in Houston, it's unbelievably strong. There's other parts of the market, it's like, all right. You know, we're not really getting hit hard, but it's softened. And you're like, well, the values are there. Yeah, but your holding time's up 2 months. Did you calculate for those holding costs? That's going to bite into your profit margins. So just make sure you reanalyze with a tighter window. Your appraisers are going to use 6 months of data. I usually use 12 months of data to see a trend. But I'm paying much more attention today to see, okay, you're in Oak Forest. You're on the northwest side of Oak Forest. That's not the northeast side of Oak Forest. Okay, this was over, this was not compared to new construction. Everything I always did, but was there a change in days on market? Was there a change in values? That's something that you guys really have to consider in pivoting markets, whether it's going up or down, so you can make your offers and make sure that you're buying them right. Remember, your money that you make in this business is made off of purchase price, not sold, not refi. You can't change how much it's going to cost to fix it. You can't change how much it's going to be worth after you fix it up. Only thing you guys ever have, the only variable you have control of is purchase price. So you always have to make sure this data works well for you in transitioning markets. Okay? So the borrower, I like Latin. So cui bono, who benefits? It should be both people. If you are a lender, let's say you're a Quest person in this room, and they're like, I can't wait to lend some money out, okay? Both parties need to benefit. Consider that when you're in transition markets, and really any market, when you guys are building a team. You're basically building an empire of people that are servicing your wants. As a lender, you kind of employ us, your title companies, your agents, your contractors. You're the boss. Remember that. But who benefits? If you want to stay in business, both parties have to benefit. Okay? That's how you stay in business. That's how we've been in business for 19 years in lending and 23 years in investment. Both parties always benefit. Okay? So if you're lending money out and if you're a borrower borrowing money, know that with certain things, with transitioning market, we went over that there's an emotional connection to what you're seeing on TV. There's an emotional connection to the news reports. There's an emotional connection to the recent actives. All these emotional connections, neurologically with the consumer, makes them contract. Okay? So that means you have to work hard for everything. Also happens with lenders, especially private money lenders. It's their money, and they're not a bank. Okay, so you know that if you're a borrower, you're probably going to have some more things that you should have to prove to them. Be patient with them. Okay? If you're a lender, not only do you have to assess the collateral, because one of the biggest things people will always say is, well, you can't buy properties for less than that. Well, I'll tell you this, you'll never survive as an acquisition lender. You gotta make people wealthy. You gotta make people whole. If you run your business because, well, I can't buy them any cheaper and if it goes bad, hey. And if you're in a transitioning market and you lend too much because you're using bad data, you're not gonna be okay. So if you're lending money, use some of these concepts today to make sure you're underwriting appropriately for the market in which you're in and what you could be projecting to be in. If you're stretching and you know it needs $100,000 in repairs and you're holding 60, you're like, oh, I'll give this person a chance. You're not giving them a chance. You're setting them up for failure. And then the market shifts, and now you're with it. Okay, so both people have to benefit. Okay, your market. We mentioned this before. Keep local. Okay. I want you guys to really pay attention. You come to these local events. Steve has a bunch of them. What are they?
The Wealth Club meeting.
Yeah.
We have a Realtor Advantage class. We do lots of different classes.
I mean, there's education all around you. You don't need to go to Bloomberg for the education. Because I'm telling you this, they are using national statistics. And if they start pulling on what's going on in Brooklyn, I'll sure tell you that's not what's going on in Dallas. Okay, so keep your education local. Keep your data local, okay? Again, like Eddie said, I don't have a crystal ball, but I'm not seeing anything bad. You're seeing some uptick in actives, a small maybe increase on days on market, but if you're looking at the hard reports and you're comparing them to 2021 when it was a fire sale of craziness, you're returning back to consider this in transition markets. We are returning back to pre-pandemic rates and pre-pandemic numbers. In the worst inflation hike that you've seen in 40 years, and the worst interest rate hike that you've seen in more than that. And we're only at 2.5 months of inventory? And we're crashing? Consider that. I don't think we are, but a astute investor says, I'm gonna watch, see where the trends go, okay? Who knows what prime is today? You all should know that. I'll tell you that it's 5.5, okay? As someone investor, you're always gonna keep eye on prime, which your interest rate, because you have to consider your buyer's buying power, okay? So that's again what they're analyzing the market. Make sure as investors, you guys should not be setting the comp. That's what it's called. You guys will watch these DIY shows or the agent shows like in New York, but we're gonna set the comp. It's gonna be 43 million. You wanna have a good price and a good median range so you get your product out there with good finishes, you get it in, it sells, it goes, your holding cost saves you, because you're like, I think I can get 425. It's 389 and you know it. And you hold it 5 or 6 months and get 412. And you're like, I got 412. Yeah, but you spent 20 grand in holding costs. All right? So that's one of the concepts we had today. Again, I didn't want to throw a bunch of graphs up there. I want you guys to understand concepts about where the market is going, how things should be analyzed, and how you should build yourself in position and when you need to transition. This part here, we're going to go over some question and answer. Everybody hates this part, and it's the best part. All right, so ask your questions. I'll tell you, if I don't know it, I'll tell you I don't know, but I know where to get the answer. Can I get it to you tomorrow? All right, Steve.
I just want to say one thing, guys. You should really be listening to what Alex is saying, because I think what he's saying is spot on and very, very valuable, especially in this market that we're in where things are transitioning. This is when we need to be the most cautious and careful. So everything you said, fantastic.
Thank you. Thank you very much. I'm here till Thursday. Try that. So even if it's a personal question about your business, what do you guys need? When I come and talk, if you ever hear me again, I'm here to help you. I'm not here to pitch anything. I'd love for you guys to use jet lending, but I'd rather you guys just close some deals, no matter who's it with. I want you to do it right, where you're making money. So who has any questions? Anything I said, Alex, you just don't sound right, or I don't know, you just kept talking, I lost track, and I was 20 minutes later and I woke up. What do you guys need?
So you were talking about comps and how you're having to kind of tighten up a little bit because everything's changing so fast, but with the limited number of listings, are you finding that your sample sizes are just so small that it's hard to really make a good projection?
Okay, so he asked with, like if you're trying to get the comps and trying to get a sample size, am I getting too small of a size, especially if I'm trying to really wedge in like the August numbers or the June numbers? Sometimes yes, and sometimes no, depending on where I'm buying, or where I'm comping everything. Like if I'm in Katy, Cypress, Rosenberg, the East Side, the Heights, Sunset Heights, probably not. If I'm in parts of Spring, maybe. Okay, so when that happens, I mean, this sounds like a comp answer, but you just kind of have to use, you keep going back to see how can you trend that data. And the fact that if the numbers are narrowing tells you a story right there. If you look, let's say you're in Oak Ridge North, that's on the north side of 45, and you pull up everything north of Robinson and east of 45 and west of Hannah, and you're right there. And you looked at the comps, and in August, June, and July, you had 15 sold each month. I know that's crazy, but let me go with this direction. And you pull up August months, and it's 2. It's like, okay, well, what's the pendings? That's why you always need that reference. Did just the amount of houses for sale go down, or are they holding longer? And so, if you're finding that they are more actives and they're not even pending, they're just 2 sold, that tells you what's going on in this area right here. Okay, like I'll tell you, an issue that comes into that market is there, even of Conroe ISD, there's a school issue over there that sometimes has an issue. But I digress. I comp a lot, so that's why I'm not going through all the numbers. So when you go into that, you have to just kind of trend to see, is it truly slowing down in that market, or there's just nothing for sale? And then just expand your reach. A lot of times, for those of you guys who invest in Beaumont, you guys will see that no matter what market you're in, that there's just not a lot of comparables to go off of. So you just kind of have to make an educated decision on how to move forward. It's a great question with a lot of different answers. So you have to kind of finish your answer is, go back, check each month of sales and pendings, and see, are they going up or down, or are they staying in relationship with each other? And that will tell you your best trend and what's happening in that area, no matter what the size of comps that you're getting. Does that make sense?
Yeah, and we're doing just what you say. We've got a property, I actually comped today with my manager, and we sold a property when everything was hot a couple months ago, got 165 for this house. And this is on the east side, I-10 Uvalde, right by the Beltway 8 over on that side. And this property that we've got now, just to educate kids based on looking at what markets are doing, this property, we're gonna probably list this one about 140, 145. Because we think that's where we see the difference, $20,000 difference, but that's accurate for what's going on right now.
No, and it's very real. So, I mean, you have to think of that success. There's a lot of success talking right over there, and he doesn't. Okay? So one of the things that, if you listen to what Steve said, he used basic concepts and applied them. I want you guys to take these concepts and apply them. One of the things I wanted you guys to get from today is that this is simple. Don't make it hard. Some of the hardest decisions you'll ever make are the answers that you already know. And you're like, I can make this property work. No. Do the numbers. Real estate is math. That's all it is. If you can do the math and you're in the black, neat. If you are like, well, you know what, if this happens, I'll be okay. If I don't want to hear any ifs from you guys. Okay, I want to say, no, this is what I'm projecting. I'm having this kind of margin. I know I need to refinance at 7 months, or I'm going to start eating into my own liquidity because I need to buy 3 more this year because my goal is X. Okay? This is a math equation. Even the analysis that we just went over the numbers, this is all math. If you can understand the simple, and these aren't, algebra equations. This is simple mathematics of, does this X work? I need to make X amount of dollars. Here's how much I pay a month. This is how much I pay the property. This is how much it repairs. This is how much I think it's worth. I gotta pay electric. I gotta pay HOA dues. I gotta pay all these things. This minus this times this. 40 grand. And you have to tell me, sometimes I'll say, you're making 40 grand today if you buy this property and sell it in 6 months. And some people do, and some people do, ooh. It just depends on kind of what your business plan is. Don't let anybody else tell you what you need to be at. Sometimes people are like, I'm not flipping unless I'm making 70 grand. I'm like, ooh, how are you doing that? But just work the math. And right now it's easy for someone like me to tell you that. It's easy for someone like me to say, it's just math. And you're sitting there like, well, I don't know what the equation is. You guys should get with people in the room, talk to me, talk to all this years and years of knowledge of people just coming in and trying to make sure you guys know. And get together and we'll show you. And make sure that you guys are protected. And make sure that you guys know how to grow. Anybody else have any other questions? Anything about the market that you may be like, I disagree. I think you're short. Nothing.
I love your approach.
What's up?
I love your approach.
Good, thank you.
You answer a lot of, you've given me some great information on how to react to others because people do look at, national news.
Mm-hmm.
You can't compare that to Houston or Texas, period. And they get afraid of these rates and you're still moving real estate here.
Yeah.
People gonna always need some place to live and work. So, it is what it is right now here in Houston. So.
Yeah, like even in 2008, some of the lowest price reduction areas was like 10%. Texas, no matter where you're from, I'm from Pittsburgh, but I'm sure damn glad I live here in Texas. Because we're in a pretty awesome place for business. We're a pretty awesome place for investing, and we're pretty much just generally awesome, especially you. No. So, just think about that. We're not doing this in Nevada or, New York, where if it takes 3 years to foreclose on somebody. You guys are in a prime spot where people are moving in droves. There's no housing. You guys are like, well, I'll make you a house. And I can give you all the money. And you got all the education right behind you. Stop waiting on what could be and make it happen. And get the right team in behind you. And I promise you, you're going to blink your eyes. It's going to be a year later, and you're going to wonder what all the fuss was about. Okay? Any other questions? Yes?
One question. When you evaluate comps, do you also look at the month of inventory with that particular property? Because I started doing that as well.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, so make sure that you look at your months of inventory, and then more importantly, even in those during the comps, make sure you check out that region's days on market averages. Because you may get different days on market depending on where you're at. You're buying something in Woodson's Reserve, you buying something in, Cochrane's Crossing. I don't know. So, but you make sure you look at that data point. So don't look at averages for trends, but then look at your specific market and see what's happening in that area. Okay? Anything else? I really appreciated you guys spending your Tuesday with me. If you guys need anything, I'm here for you. My team is here for you. You came to a great place. If you guys have never been to the Quest Expo, it is a time. You think that if you learned anything from today, forget about it. The expo is a bunch of people. If you're not, each one of you guys need to be there. It is a time. You need at least to go once, and then guess what? You go again. All right, guys. Thanks again.
Let's give one more applause to Alex. All right, guys. Well, I hope you enjoyed our presentation. Just as a reminder, as Alex was saying, the Quest Expo is some place to be. If you liked what you heard today, and you're free September 23rd through 25th in the Houston area, you should go to the Quest Expo. We did this pre-COVID. We had so many people come. It was so successful. There was so much education and networking there. It was beautiful to see. This year we have actually a celebrity guest speaker. It's Emmett Smith. I don't know much about football, but apparently he's an entrepreneur now and he's doing quite well for himself. But he will have a special presentation, a Q&A, and a photo op available during the day. As you know, Jet Lending is our casino night sponsor, so I will personally say casino night is my favorite event of the expo. So if you can't make it to anything, you just want to network and just have a great time, the casino night is the place to come. So as a reminder, if you have not gotten your tickets yet to the expo, now is the time. We are so close. We are 3 weeks away. 3 weeks away from the expo. Yes, 3 weeks away. I remember when they were just like, hey, you want to put on an expo? And I was like, okay, let's do it. That was like November last year, and now we're here. But we do have $100 off a ticket today. It includes general admission. It includes VIP, which, as I checked earlier today, we only have approximately either 13 or 14 tickets of VIP left available, which does include lunch both days. It includes front row seating. It includes special gift offerings. It includes being able to talk to speakers and sponsors in the VIP room, which you have your own lounge, and you get a free ticket to casino night. So with the $100 off, the tickets for general admission are only $150 for all 3 days, which is pretty cool. For VIP for all 3 days, it's $299. So it's basically back down to early bird prices that we had in December through June, I think so? May? Yeah, it was a while ago. Before, all this inflation. Well, kind of middle of inflation, but whatever. But it is $100 off. This is the best deal that we do have. So if you have not gotten your tickets and you do want to come to the expo, we would love to have you guys there. If you do want an expo ticket, we do have myself, Nicole Bako in the back, and then Ivy right here. So if you do want Quest Expo tickets, or you want some, your business partner wants some, your spouse, we'll get $100 off each ticket, not just total. So raise your hand if you do want an Expo ticket, and we can come around and give you guys the Expo $100 off. So raise your hand. Got one right here.
There we go, we got one hand.
In the meantime, though, as you guys know, when you come in person, you are in a raffle for a free GA ticket. So don't sell everyone yet, because we have a raffle for a free GA ticket, just in case, because that would be so awkward if you bought one and then you got the free one. That would be very awkward. So I'm just going to take our check-in lists over here, and I'm just going to select a very, very random name. And if you did get a ticket, let me know. You just give it to someone else. But we'll basically email you, and how the deal is today is because it's casino night, you get a free GA ticket, free access pass to casino night, because that doesn't come with the GA ticket, and 3 drink tickets on Quest.
Woo!
So it'll be good stuff. Okay, so I'm just gonna do a spin with that.
I liked your spin.
Thank you. Lisa Ernest. All right.
Yay!
We got your expo tickets yet? You did? We both of you do?
How about we
Of course you
upgrade the
do.
VIP?
I can do a difference of VIP 100%. So we'll take off whatever the GA ticket's worth, and upgrade to VIP gives you the 3 drink tickets and the free access. We'll just, since you already bought tickets for both of you, we'll just do the free access. Yeah. Because that'd be really awkward if one was there and one wasn't. Thank you guys. Come see Nicole Bako in the back, and she'll make sure that you get that difference for your tickets. Then we should be good to go. So they both get the free access, and then still have to do the 3 drink tickets split between both of you, but we can at least get you another access to the casino night, so that'll be good. Thank you guys for that. Wonderful. So, how to get in touch with an IRA specialist. So, as you know, Quest is all about education. We have our certified IRA service professional in the back. I am also a certified IRA service professional. Nicole took her test this past June, but she also has a very strong, long background in 401ks. I took my test in 2019, so I'm still technically certified. But if you do have questions about self-direction, how you can use it, just even if account tune-up if you are a client of ours. Like, hey, it's always good to just double-check your account every 6 months just to make sure you're on the right track. It is a free opportunity. So if you do want to get in touch with an IRA specialist, you have myself here, you have Nicole Bako here, and we also have one of our newest IRA specialists, Andrea Jackson, right in the back over here. She's been with us for a while too in our transfers department, so you probably have talked to her because she's been handling a lot of y'all's money. So we do have our stuff right here. You can come to us, and then now I will make the floor open for deal pitching. So as you guys know, at the end of any in-person events that we do allow you guys to come up to the podium and deal pitch to the rest of the audience here and online. So if you have a deal, you have a service, you're looking for a service, you're looking for a deal, now's the time to come up here, tell us who you are, give your contact information, and if anybody's interested, you guys can talk right after this event. But who would like to begin the deal pitching? Anybody? Come on, line up here, or whoever at a time. Eric, stand back. You have nothing, I know you do. You have special services offering. Come right here.
How's everybody doing tonight? Okay, this is my first time, so I'm kind of nervous here.
You could. You got like
Okay.
30 seconds to a minute. You
Okay.
got this.
I'm a builder and also a flipper too as well. I have a project right now in Highland Heights that I have the property and I clear the land. So I'm looking to raise money to build the property up. The floor plan's already drawn and the city's already approved the plans. It's a 4-bedroom, 3-bath, 2-story, 30 by 100 square feet. 30 by 100 yard lot. Excuse me, 3,000 square feet. The house is going to be built 2,400 square feet.
Right. Do you have a way to contact?
Yeah, my name is Roland. You can talk to me afterwards and whatnot, and I can give you my information, and then from there I can pass on the information that you see, the floor plans or the city permits and whatnot, and the prices. Thank you.
Thank you, Roland. All right, John?
Hi, I'm John Ernst. I'm the Note Nerd. That's the name of our company, Note Nerd LLC. Note-nerd.com. We buy, sell, broker performing and non-performing notes. We don't specialize, if it's a non-performing note, we don't specialize in distressed properties. We do also specialize in distressed debt, which is a big difference. So we teach different strategies on investing in your IRA. Quick poll, is everyone in here a Quest client? Okay.
About like
Is
25%.
anyone in here participating in the $425 million of dry cash? You don't have to raise your hand, but just think of it and maybe see me after. But we help invest passively and actively. If non-performing notes are a little bit more active, there are a lot of different wealth building strategies in your IRA with buying and selling notes, what we call partials, which is a good wealth building tool. You build your own bank within your IRA. And recently we published a book called Ask Papa John Ernst on what you need to invest to know before investing in mortgage notes. I'd like to give everyone their copy. No price to it, but it'll cost you your contact information. We have a wealth of information, of educational information. And so if anyone's online and wants it, email me at john@note-nerd.com, or just go to note-nerd.com, give your contact information, and write a note. Hey, I want a physical book, and sign up for the information. So.
Thank you so much, John. All right.
Hey, good evening, guys. My name is Kingsley. Currently, we have 2 properties we live in a joint venture. I'll talk about the first one. It's in Missouri City, single family. And this one is caught up in a probate issue, so we don't know when we're exactly going to close. But we're looking to do a buy and hold joint ventureship where we get the property, rehab it, and keep it in our portfolio. That one's probably another 2 months away from closing. I talked to your attorney today. The one that's ready to go is a property in Lamarck. This one is a single family in the front and a duplex in the back. We're also looking to buy and hold with this one. We're looking to close at the end of September. So if anybody's interested or know anybody who's interested, you can give them my phone number, which is 832-653-0919. I also have my card, and if anybody's interested, I can give that out as well.
All right. Thank you very much, Kingsley.
Lori and Rosemary?
Yes,
All right.
yes. We are with Coton House. We're a brokerage firm that has everything under one roof, not only an interior design group, but also real estate. Their realtors have been trained in how to find land, not only depending upon, I want to say that. They've been trained to find land that you're looking for, depending upon what area you want, what type of property you want, what type of build you want. They can use the tools that we have to find that for you. We also have recommendations for other lender financing. We've got definitely know the areas and can analyze the feasibility costs for it. So basically, that's the first part of it. Rosemary will.
Okay, I want to say Laurie is the broker of Coton House, and I'm part of her team effort. We do have very specially trained agents who know how to define land acquisition for investors. They're trained, they're very diligent, and we can define land acquisition and then follow through on a turnkey series of services that work through the land acquisition. We work with investors on the negotiation to acquire that land. We do much of what Alex is talking about in terms of CMAs. We know very specifically how to isolate areas within a given area, like the near north side, or Edo, or Spring, or Woodlands, and help our investors understand how to acquire that land at a reasonable price, because we work through them diligently in terms of determining what the price, best sales price will be. We work with them we work with the investors on survey issues, FEMA criteria, HOA requirements, easements, appraisals, etc. And we're very knowledgeable. Our team is very knowledgeable about how to work through all of those issues. We have a combination of investors with best suited construction specialists. Once we've identified the land, we've negotiated, we've arranged a sale, we work with the investor to identify the best suited construction specialist, whether it's multifamily or single family or townhome or bungalow, to determine, we work carefully with the investors to determine what it is they have in mind and then we guide them in terms of all of those aspects of working through the investment. We also have in-house design expertise. In fact, Laurie is the past president of the American Association of Interior Designers. So we have the capability, and we have designers on the team that work under Laurie. We have the capability of making decisions in the construction process in terms of flooring and countertops and cabinetry, plumbing, lighting, et cetera, so that we design a very marketable product for our investor. We do the comparative analysis based on neighborhoods. And, okay, I'm gonna go quickly now, okay. We're very astute in doing comparative analyses based on properties within the neighborhood where the development is taking place. And then we follow up with the complete sales and marketing designed to facilitate the sale of the properties that have been developed.
I think that covers it.
What's we contact you guys?
She has a flyer.
We have
perfect.
flyers,
Yeah.
and you can tell that we're very, very excited about what we're able to present. So please, let us talk. Thank you. I'm
Thank you guys. No, it's perfectly fine. All right.
I'm sorry I'm late, you all. I had a long trip from Dallas today, but I was definitely wanted to make it here tonight.
Well, welcome from Dallas.
Thank you, thank you. Oh, no, I live here.
Oh,
I just
well,
had to go to Dallas and come back. Sorry, but I live here. I'm Demetria Smith. I'm from Doss Home Loans. I'm a loan officer. I've been a loan officer for 17 years. And I'm just come to present to you one of our services that we offer. That's the debt servicing coverage ratio loan. If you're an investor and you have rental properties that you have a high interest rate, you have hard money, then you just say, hey, I'm looking for an exit strategy, I'm looking for a lower rate, please contact me. I can work the room, exchange numbers with you all. Even if you want to purchase investment property through the debt servicing coverage ratio program, we can offer that as well. But I am Demetria Smith. I think I'm a bad AZZ in what I do and just what I do. And if you all gonna be at the expo, I'm excited. It's gonna be my first time there at the expo, so I'm excited for what's happening in Texas. I'm Demetria Smith. Y'all have a great one. I'll be right here.
thank you. Benita.
Hi, I'm Benita Stanford, and I like to rent single-family houses. And when I say rent, I like to rent them from the owner directly, and then I sublease to the tenant. So you get a little bit of property management in there. I consider myself to be a professional landlord, and I look for long-term tenants, so you don't have the turnover. Long-term meaning 3 years plus. I've got some that are in there 7, 8 years. So call me, 281-380-2128. Thank you.
Thank you. Jesse.
Good evening, my name is Jesse Burton. I'm a real estate consultant here in Houston, and I was smart by sitting down last, saving my legs. I wanted to invite you out to a webinar that's going to be this coming Saturday at 11 o'clock. I'm one of 3 individuals, one of 3, a 3-man team who've actually studied an area where we're going to be building 10 homes. We're looking for investors, those who are looking to put your money to use. We're down to our last $200,000 that need to be collected for a 10-home project gated in the Highland Heights area. And we're looking to start this project in about 3 months. And so if you're interested in putting your money to work, again, we're going to have a 10-home development project coming up, and you can reach me at 832-303-9895, and we'll be glad to share more information with you. Thank you.
Thank you, Jesse. Anybody else before we break for networking? Bueller? Blah. Sorry, I can't talk. All right, everybody, thank you for coming to our SDIRA Social. We do this the first Tuesday of every month.
If you have not gotten your expo ticket, now is the time to do it. I will be right here. Ivy will be in the back, and I'm pretty sure Nicole Bako is gonna be here somewhere, probably out there. But thank you guys for coming. Y'all drive safe.
We're all here with the books.